Hey folks, in today's video we're trying out Dungeons and Degenerate Gamblers. This video is sponsored by Yogscast Games, but I've been having a ton of fun with this Blackjack deck building roguelike since I got early access last week. In Dungeons and Degenerate Gamblers, you play a corrupted version of Blackjack, where you can stack your deck with 300 unique cards, cheat those cards into play from your hand, and dilute your opponent's deck as you progress your way through the tavern, encountering a colorful cast of 60 characters and perfect your strategy. If you enjoyed this video, Dungeons and Degenerate Gamblers is out now, so make sure to check out the link in the video description. Thanks for watching. And essentially, you start off with a 13-card deck, all of the same suit of your choosing. In this instance, hearts. When we hit a blackjack, heal you. So we're going to choose that one. It's the most straightforward of the decks as far as I'm concerned. You enter the tavern, you take on fights, and try to beat your enemies. The way scoring works is you hit, try and get as close to 21 as possible. The way that you deal damage is by having a closer to 21, obviously without going over, and the difference between scores is the damage that is dealt. If you bust, meaning you go over 21, that is an automatic 0, so you want to try and avoid busting as much as possible. So in this instance, I have the choice to take 5 damage or hit, which has the upside of potentially getting closer, maybe even hitting 21 itself so that I can deal damage to the opponent. But it also comes with the risk of potentially going over. If I hit something 7 or more, I'm going to take 20 damage as a result of that. So since my deck has some healing inherently within it because we're playing hearts, I don't have great odds of hitting 20 or less, or 21 or less. I have a reasonable expectation that I'm going to get over 22 and take 20 damage. So I'm just going to stand here, take the 5, and hope to take him out shortly. So 17, kind of a similar place. That 7 would have put us at 22 previously and meant that we did make the correct decision and would have taken 20. So I'm going to stand. Let's see what he does. Again, 18, so we took 1 damage there. We just need to deal 5 to this bartender. 11 is a good hand here and likely to get 21, but nobody is unluckier than me, unfortunately. So because of my deck, I think I have, again, 50% of the time I'm going to bust here, so I'm just going to stand, take another 5, and hope that we can allow him to bust and deal 19. So we took a little bit of damage there, but we got through it. Now we get to choose a card. And as you're constructing your deck, you're trying to either make it easier to hit a blackjack so that you can win more frequently, or you're trying to get cards that interact with your deck and your opponent's deck within the round to make it easier to deal damage, either through cards or through making the opponent bust, maybe. So there are a lot of different ways that you can construct your deck to optimize it for beating the opponents, basically. There are a few different strategies you can take. So each of these cards has a unique effect. For instance, here, this is worth 11, and then when we hit, we deal damage equal to the number of played cards, and then we discard. So we discard this card. This would be good if we're trying to play a lot of low-value cards instead of just trying to play like a 10 and an ace to hit a blackjack. Similarly, this rewards us for having a lot of kings in play, which is something that's not terribly common to happen because, you know, 2 kings is already a 20. A yellow card allows us to destroy, eventually, some of our opponent's cards. Again, this is one that, because we have to not only play the yellow card, but then find the red card, it wants us to be playing a lot of low-value cards instead of just going straight for the blackjack. I honestly haven't tried out Rain Man yet. Both of these effects tend to want to shift towards a deck that is hitting multiple times or having a lot of cards in play. So we want to bias our deck towards low-value cards if we're playing with the Rain Man, because both stand and hit benefit from having cards in play rather than in your deck or in discard. At the end of the first encounter, we get to choose a chip. Chips give you advantage for certain actions that take place. What that allows you to do is effectively cheat. You can hold cards in hand and play them from hand. If you have advantage, you can do exploits on cards, which have unique bonus effects that basically allow you to cheat. So for instance here, fish and chips, gain 1 advantage for each of your played cards on a blackjack. So this kind of plays into the Rain Man effect that we already encountered, because we're going to be hitting a lot. We're going to have a lot of cards in play. If we have a lot of cards in play, we can get a lot of advantage and then cheat more effectively to, again, get more advantage by getting more blackjacks. Similarly, chip on your shoulder, if you already have a score of at least 12, gain 1 advantage. So again, this is another one that's going to benefit from hitting a lot, because if we have a lot of cards in play, a lot of low value cards, that's going to be a likely scenario where we have 12 and still want to hit. So I think either of these fit the direction that our deck is currently going. I think this is a little bit more reliable, whereas this is a little bit more bursty. So let's go with the chip on your shoulder. And so we want to pay attention to this yellow chip here. That's going to tell us how much advantage we have and whether or not we can use that advantage to cheat. Now we have two choices. The chips that you see here are going to be the chips that reward us at the end of the encounter. So not a huge difference, but we'll take on the gambler. Okay. So again, we're going to hit. That's a good start. We want something that is a 10. Perfect. That's a blackjack. Now, you'll see that our hearts are full up here. Each of the suits has a different effect when you hit a blackjack and win the round. Hearts heal you, spades shield you, diamonds give you money or additional chips, and clubs deal additional damage based on however many of these icons you have. So we have 21 hearts right now. If we win this round with a blackjack, which we currently have, we will heal for 21, which is ideal because we did take a lot of damage. Obviously, we're going to stand here and hope that he doesn't also hit a blackjack, which he didn't. So we deal 1 damage, but more importantly, we heal for that missing 11. Okay, so we're just going to apparently bust here. There's a bit of a risky hit on 13, given the hand, so maybe should have played it a little bit more slowly because we just lost all of that damage we healed through. All right, good situation here where the opponent busted. We're at 19. Unfortunately, 1 off, but it's just simply not worth hoping for that exactly the 2 to hit in order to get the 21. We would have been over, so. All right, that's 11. We have a 1 in 4 chance to just like 360 no-scope the blackjack here. Boom! We deal the exact 1 point of damage. We heal to full as a result of the hearts being in play. This is the perfect way to end this encounter. Didn't even have to use any of our advantage, but we also don't have anything to make use of advantage just yet. So you can see none of these have an exploit effect, but something like a social security card does have the handy keyword. That means it's when you draw it, it goes straight to your hand, so you can determine when you play it, but you do need advantage in order to play it from hand in most cases. So what this will do is add a fresh copy of each of your foe's currently played cards into your draw pile. I think that this is a good option for us for a couple of reasons. First of all, we need something to make use of the advantage that we're generating because we don't have anything that is, played from hand or has exploit. Also, it has no value, so we can, it doesn't interrupt our game plan of just playing a whole bunch of cards. We can put it into play and get value off of things like the Rain Man that we took in our first choice. So we're going to grab that. Now we have 2 choices here. We can either go to the counterfeiter, where we can increase or decrease the value of multiple cards based on how many, or we can pay chips to increase or decrease the value of certain cards, or we can take another fight to get 50 chips. So I think because of the bias of our deck towards playing low value cards, I think what we want to do is simply decrease the value of certain cards. So we can go into the counterfeiter, decrease the 2 into a 1, and we have 45 chips, so we can do that again. Maybe decrease the 3 into a 2, and basically just lowering the potential numeric value of our deck so that we can get more cards in play, so we can do things like hit more frequently at 12 or more. We can, again, improve the chances of Rain Man doing something useful. Okay, so here we can stay a night to try and heal up or fix our deck a little bit, or we can simply take on another encounter because we do need some money. We just spent a whole bunch, so let's take an encounter here. All right, so we've got a jack against an ace. We definitely want to hit here. 19 is just going to have to be good enough. 14 is an awkward number for the bard here, so let's stand and hope that that happens. Perfect. So 6, not terribly impressive. Now if we look at our deck, we've got a 10 and a queen, an 8 and a 7. Again, most of the deck is going to put us in a situation where we bust. Honestly, even the Rain Man will do that. So I think we just stand here and hope that the opponent goes over 21 again. Perfect. So eventually we'll get to the point where 16 isn't necessarily as risky of a hit, hopefully. And we can make use of that. At any point, we can also pay additional chips to see a 4th card. The problem with that is I'm kind of poor right now because I just spent a whole bunch of money. But if you look at this, we have a -9 of hearts. This might seem odd, but this is perfect for what our deck is trying to do because it, again, lowers that value. This is almost similar to like adding card draw to your deck because it allows you to hit more frequently because it subtracts from the current score that you have. So again, with our deck where we want to be hitting a lot at high numbers, we want to be making use of Rain Man, a -9 of hearts, although it might seem odd, is pretty useful. So we're going to snag that. And again, we have 2 choices. We can either have a drink or play a game with the drunk, which is a fitting choice. I'm going to grab the have a drink event. The reason being is that I know that there is an option that I really want with this, because you do have 3 options. You can either simply remove a card and take some damage. Removing a card, very good for some deck fixing. You can also add a loyalty card to your deck and remove a card. A loyalty card, if you cycle through your deck enough times to get enough stamps, it'll give you an automatic Blackjack, which is very helpful, and will also heal you, given that it's counts as hearts. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I kind of value my money right now, so I'm only going to pay the 40 chips instead of going for the 3 stamps in the deck. We do take a little bit of extra damage, but our deck already heals, so that's fine. And then I'm actually going to cut some of the high value cards. So something like a king or a queen wants, even a 10 wants to be cut out. There are things that synergize with certain face cards, so I think the thing that makes the most sense to me here is just cutting the 10. Again, reducing the average value of cards in our deck for the sake of the Rain Man. Right here, we have 2 choices. We can either go shopping, but we just spent some money, so that's maybe not the best idea, or we can grab some another encounter and get some more chips, which is what we're going to do. Now, we've built heavily around the Rain Man, but haven't seen him pop up a singular time, so that's unfortunate. I'm going to stand at 17. Obviously, 10 is a little bit spooky, but I don't want to take too much damage. Taking 2 is perfectly fine here. So this says lock the card. That means it's always going to start out in play. Not a big deal because it's a 1, and I'm just spamming the hit button anyway, and so it doesn't really interrupt that plan. If anything, it puts more cards in play for the Rain Man, so it's actually quite helpful. Again, 17, 14 is an awkward number for the janitor here. Likely to bust on this, so I'm just going to stay and let him wreck himself there. So you notice the 1 of hearts again stays in play for every round. 15 to 15 here. I think I'm just going to stand and hope that he busts again, which is not unlikely. So we got some more chips. Still haven't drawn the Rain Man a single time. Get another social security card. You know, as is often the case in deck builders, you might want to consider skipping. So I think if you have at least 3 cards with a value of 7 in play, gains 77 chips. I don't think we have enough 7s to justify that. I think we're just going to go ahead and skip these. Another social security card is maybe tempting, but I don't want to, you know, be in a situation where multiple times I'm adding a bunch of copies of my opponent's deck to my deck because, again, I put my cards in my deck for a reason. I don't want random cards from my opponent's deck necessarily. 4 cards, or we could get more chips. I believe we'll be able to only get 1 of these, but it's a little bit more reliable than some of the potential other options with the encounter. So it's exactly 95 chips. We see a 4th card for free, effectively, but at the cost of not taking the fight. I'm going to go ahead and clear that so that we can read this. Again, we want low value cards if we can, so something like a Suit Yourself, which has an exploit effect, but most importantly has a value of 1. It loads our deck with low value cards, which is what we're aiming for here. That said, it is, again, because we're adding more cards to our deck, making it a little bit less likely that we do draw the Rain Man, which we're kind of building around, so it's a bit of a double-edged sword here. All right, so the manager is the first boss of Jack's Tavern, or is the boss of Jack's Tavern. And we'll get to choose a path going forward. So Rain Man, we can either stand and gain 3 shield, but we're taking some damage, or we can hit and do a little bit of damage. Looks like it'll be 3 damage to the opponent, and then immediately discard this, which will reset our score a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and hit him for 3, hit again. We're at 20. That ended up working out nicely. We don't take any damage. We gain some advantage from hitting at at 12 or above, and we dealt 3 damage. So business card swaps cards, which, you know, not necessarily the most effective thing when it takes a 6, but it can take some important cards eventually. You can see we're already starting to load up the number of played cards. If we hit a Rain Man in this instance, could be pretty good. All right, here's where we want to look at our deck. There's a very, very high likelihood that we just hit a 10 here, bringing us to 27, which is going to mean that we take 20 damage. So I think I'm going to stand here. The problem with this, though, is that things aren't looking great for the future, right? There's a good chance that we're just going to end up... Yeah, it's guaranteed now that we hit a 22. Unless I use the Social Security card here. And now we can take a chance here. I think just because I want to... I'm thinking more about next hand than this current hand. I could do just stand and take or deal 12 damage here. But that makes next round just as awkward as this one is, right? So, wow, okay. That was a nice 1 and 3, and now I have a guaranteed 20 for next round, which is a pretty safe hand. So we knew what we were going to have here. He just passed that business card back and forth. I'll take that back. And we'll stand here. Easy. So, ended up going back to what we were initially planning. That business card is throwing me off. So, 16, he's going to hit again. 18. Okay, so I'm currently taking a 3, and then there's a club in there. So that's an additional 1, I believe. And then, but because of the diamonds, if I let him win, that's going to be more chips for me at the end, I believe. So I'm just going to stand, take the 3, let him gain some chips. And I think we just hit there. And I think I'll stand... I don't want to take another risk here. Just taking the 1 damage is perfectly fine. And then we just need that last little bit to close things out. So the next time... Oof. The next time he busts, that's a guaranteed 20. So that's something I've developed a bad habit of, is not checking my deck enough. But there, it allowed me to, you know exactly what was going to happen and make a more informed choice. This is 21 to his 18. He stands on 17, so he's already stood. I'm going to get 20 points of healing here. So what I can do... Okay, actually changes the suit of cards in my deck. So I'm going to change that to diamond so I can potentially get a little bit more money out of it. I misread that and assumed it was in play already, but that's fine. We're not going to need much more healing, ideally. It's not super unlikely that we bust here. And because of the extra damage. So I need to hit... I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the loyalty card because that has 0 inherently. I think we just stand, take the bit of damage there. Unfortunately, there were a lot of clubs. But that negative 11 that we just stole with the business card would have been helpful if this came later, but we're still going to have enough damage to kill. Easy. All right. So we've got the King of Gold, which has a value of 10. That's a little bit at odds with what our deck is trying to do. We have Leaving card, which goes into hand. So again, that means instead of going directly into play, it goes into our hand so that we can use an advantage to play it from hand. On play, quick discard all cards currently in your hand, then draw up to the same number of cards to your hand. So that could be helpful if I had more things that went into hand. Right now, it's just the Social Security card. We've also got the 11 of diamonds. Again, high value card, not necessarily what we're looking for. Could also take a peek in here if I want. This might actually, if we can manipulate our hands so that we get, or if we can save the Social Security card, use this to get like the Rain Man in hand, that might be valuable, but that's a little bit inconsistent. So I think I'm going to take a peek here. And we have the Killer Queen. Burn any other played card, then +2 value to this card. So that stacks and accumulates and is kind of at odds with what we're trying to do. So I think I'm just going to skip again here and look for lower number value cards. So we have finished a floor effectively. That means we get a tarot reading, which gives us a tarot card added to our deck that has unique effects that we can take advantage of. So let's take a look. We've got Wheel of Fortune. Burn another random played card, then play any card from your draw pile. So a bit of a gamble, as the name would suggest. The Chariot. On play, lock at the start of the next round. Burn this card and force foe to stand. So that kind of preemptively puts us in a situation where they're effectively going to have a poor score because at the start of the next round, they're going to stand. Usually they'll be at like 0. So that could be beneficial. Judgment. Add a fresh copy of one of your burned cards to your draw pile. We don't really burn cards right now, so I think it might just be the Chariot to help set up a big damage turn. All right. We now have a choice between going to the lounge or entering the basement. I think I'm going to jump to the lounge. That's the place where I'm more familiar with the encounters there. First encounter against the Luck Pusher. So that gets drawn, because of the handy, that gets drawn straight to hand. We have a 6, a 5. That's a very good start. I would like to hit one of my 10s. 18 is good enough just because it forces a tie, so no damage taken. Same thing here. The 9. Okay, so the Fool swaps played and discarded cards with the foe, so this induces a little bit of chaos. Okay, they use discard, which is a quick discard of any played card. That would actually be super beneficial in my deck so that I could like quick discard the Rain Man. Or maybe high number cards so they can get to the Rain Man again faster and deal some more damage. Okay, let's take a look at our deck. We've got a 2, a 1, and a 9. Half of the time we're going to bust here and take 20 damage. So I think I'm just going to take the 4 instead, setting up a pretty good turn, hopefully here. Fresh copy of cards, currently played cards into your draw pile. So we know that there's a queen here. We just stand and accept that we're only dealing the 12. 20 is good. Okay, they stand on 18 instead of 17, so bit of a risk there, hence the name Luck Pusher. 19 to their 10. I think we stand here. We don't really want to add a queen to our deck necessarily. Okay, so the tower into sweep the leg. This has a value of 3, but then sets my max to 20, which means if a 21 is now a bust, But a 20 is a blackjack, so I heal off of it if I win. They're now at 22, which means they can go over 21. So I think I'm just going to maybe play this, because I want a copy of those cards. And then we stand here, deal 20, gain some shield, even though it doesn't matter. But we do gain 9 points of healing because we had 9 hearts involved. Okay, so scratch card. Because we have a lot of low number value cards, this might be something that could be beneficial. That said, it won't give us very many chips, which is kind of the main benefit. I'm still going to take it just because we want to see some new cards in action. I can't, even if it's like not necessarily great to bloat your deck, we want to see new cards. Like, that's the whole point of this, is not necessarily to optimize, but to explore a little bit. In my experience, the wizard is a little bit of a damage race, so I don't know if I want that as my encounter. That said, I think we can make good use of the social security card against him, so let's take this encounter. That helps set up a lot of damage. Not super likely to bust, but just, again, based on my experience, he has no cards. So we're going to deal at least 5 already. There's no reason to do anything else here. Just take the 5 damage. We're going to get big damage here, hopefully. Very big damage, just a straight 21. So the way this works is the memory card adds additional copies of cards. So eventually he stacks his decks so that he gets 21 pretty much every time. So we're just kind of in a bit of a damage race in order to try and kill him before that happens. So I wanted the 16 chips there. I'm going to stand here because I don't think you can even get more than 11. So he'll be at 12. I can hit here just... Okay, let's take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Most of the cards won't bust. And if I hit, I'll get to exploit and be able to add additional 1s to my deck, which will make the Rain Man better. And worst case scenario, like, I believe he can deal a max of 12 this time around. So I'm going to hit. Perfect. Now I can play this, get 4 of those 1s, and honestly, could be worth hitting again. But I'm just going to stand here, deal the damage. We just need to get, what, like 18? Because he can get to a max of 13 here. Unfortunate time to draw that, but now we only need 17. I'm going to take a risk here. Boom. That should be GG. All right, so some of this setup was based on my prior knowledge of having played several hours, because honestly, since I've gotten this game, I've been playing a lot of it in my downtime. I went on a vacation. I've been having a great time with it, just offline to relax and enjoy myself a little bit, and it's been a great change of pace, so. Okay. So, Bat credit card allows us to steal chips from your foe. If they have fewer than 10 chips, deal 10 damage, but it has a value of 10, so that's kind of at odds with our deck's goal. Whereas Suit Yourself and Joker kind of are in line. This is purely a value, so it's only the value of one of your discarded cards. Whereas this is, again, a value of 1, can stack a bunch of cards into play for the Rain Man. I'm going to snag that. Sofa Sleeper is another event where, well, let's actually just take an event. They're fun. But basically what I can do is choose between a variety of different options here. I can give them a card, which has the highest chances to wake them. I can get some chips, which will give me more money. Or I can take a random card, which, because it's a bit of a gamble, again, it might bloat your deck, does have the lowest chances of waking up the sleeper. I'm going to try to give him a card. That's never happened before. And unfortunately, he woke up, so we didn't get to actually give up a card. That would be a way to get a card out of your deck and, again, improve the consistency of it. Similarly, we have a memory test event here where we can look at multiple cards.
Well met.
Apparently a Twitch sub just went through. We have cardiovascular exercise on play. Take 2 damage, gain 5 shield. So again, because our deck has healing, that could be beneficial. It also has a value of 0. So again, we can get more cards in play for the Rain Man. As a 3. It's a king. I don't really want that. Definitely don't want a 21. Okay, so there's the cardiovascular exercise. So I definitely want that. That was here. I'm going to snag it right away. And we know that's over here, so yeah, no risk. We got a pretty good card out of that. That allows us to set up a shield. Shield prevents damage incoming. It's basically like preemptive healing. The Magician is a little bit chaotic. It adds 3 cards to your deck. We're at 12. I'm going to hit here. That's perfect. That gained us some advantage. I got the Social Security card. They're at 20. I'm at 10, 11, 12. So there's the shield that I was talking about. I'm going to reveal 1 here. And it gave us a 9, which put us exactly at 21. I'm a genius. And now I'm just thinking about whether I want these cards. What is a magic trick? On play, change the card to either a Queen of Diamonds or a 7 of Spades. I think I'm just going to hold the Social Security card and stand here. And what this allows me to do is maybe get better cards, as well as use this preemptively when, you know, the Rain Man is a little bit more likely to show itself. I do not want a copy of that. But the Chariot is good for next round. Let's see what we're looking at here. Realistically, none of these cards are great, so I'm just going to take the 5. We have the shield to block it. He gains chips, which means I gain chips, I believe, when I beat him. And that's a quick 21 again. So we can stand. We don't need the healing, but we do get 2 shield because the Suit Yourself is a wild card, effectively. Yeah, I'm going to stand here. 14 is an awkward number, even with an ace, and I will guarantee bust here. All right, so I'm going to play this simply so that I can deal some more damage. I'm going to put a 7 in play. Should have gone with the queen, but that's all right. We take 1 damage here because we have some shield. So you can see as this accumulates stamps, we can also exploit to give it some more stamps, which might be worthwhile. I'm going to hit 1 more time and probably just use the advantage that I have since we're almost out of this round anyway. I'm just going to take 3. Speaking of taking 3, there's another 2 to you. We're at 12, gain some advantage. We're still at 12. That means we already win. There's no reason to take a risk, even though it's unlikely that we bust here. So we can't take our advantage into the next round, so we might as well just end the round. The only reason would be maybe to try and get some more healing. Lightning of the Fourth Kingdom. Deal 3 damage if the revealed card has a value less than 6. That's actually kind of in line with what my deck is doing. But because it has a high value, I'm not super excited about it. Let's take a look here. On hit, set value to a random number between 1 and current value -1. So it'd be 1 and 11. And then each time we hit, that decreases. So that could be good. Could also take a Charred Lizard, which has a value of 10, but we can choose to sell it to our opponent for 10 chips. So let's do that. That can mess up some of our opponent's decks, potentially. Got Coin Flip, which is exactly what it sounds like in terms of determining what card you get, and 3-card Monty, which also is what it sounds like. Basically, we want to follow the card that we want, which is probably this ace. So I've had good luck using the mouse to track it. Hopefully I don't... I've never actually lost this before. So hopefully I don't start now. Uh-oh, I just lost it. I think it's this one. Okay. So we got another ace, which is, you know, it's not a heart, but it could give us some more money. It's also, you know, another potential 1. So it's another low value card. Aces are very flexible in Blackjack, as I'm sure you know. All right, let's start by hitting. There's the ace already. Now if we get a 10, we're already there. Well, unfortunate that they also got a Blackjack, but we don't take damage here at least. So, bad timing, but what are you going to do? 9, 17. So Valentine's card heals us, but we're both at full health. That said, I do 17 damage. Bam. Charred Lizard, I will sell that to you, and I gain 10 chips from it. Chariot is good for setting up next turn. This would be... Oop, never mind. That business card is quite effective there. Okay, I'm going to take a bunch of damage right now. Ow. Jeez. This is some bad luck so far. Right, those are some low value cards. I'm just going to play that here. And 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. I'm just going to take the 4. Okay, we wouldn't have busted. I cannot catch a break right now. We're guaranteed to not bust here, though, so definitely hit. Now it's a 50-50. I think we stand. I would have busted. Okay. 17, I think we stand. Okay. Finally got a break there. This boss has not been kind to me so far. I don't want the 6, but I don't have a choice. That business card is now, like, doubled. Been a double problem. That Rain Man is also coming up at the worst times consistently. Okay, 14. I think we just need to hit here. Okay. I'm also going to use some exploits on this to juice it up for the future. This is really important because we get a lot of healing here that is much needed. Let's just go with 1. We got a 3. Oh. Okay. I'd like... Let me see. 4. Only the queen will bust. Okay. Business card finally wasn't massively in their benefit. The problem is I am at 21 health now. So, not ideal. This is very good for, again, our game plan because it can mess with our opponent's setup because we can discard their card if they have, for instance, a Blackjack and they stand. Or I can use it to get rid of like a high value card like a 10 if I'm about to bust and I want to try and find some of the other cards like the Rain Man. So I'm going to grab it. And the bouncer is kind of annoying. Basically, he has 3 cards in his deck, 2 10s and and this 21. So we need to disrupt that in some way. $19. Boom, that's a way to disrupt it. At least for now. Because I have an ace, I think it's worth hitting here. Because realistically, this could just as easily be a 10 as it is a 20 right now. And I just kind of want to... Let's sell it for a couple of reasons here. That messes up the draw sequence a bit. And because of the Rain Man, I won't be able to hit anyway, so I won't be able to get the damage through. Let's just take our 15 and not push the luck any further. Reveal 3, and we're at 17 immediately. Let's stand. Now, we know he's about to get 20, so we stand here. because of the shuffle, things can get a little bit awkward because he can hit a 10 into the 21 now. So a little bit less reliable unless that happens. So we just have to take the 3, let him get the shield. I really need some help here. We have a 7, and let's stand here. Definitely want those. So there's the bust that I was trying to set up. 17, just deal that damage. This is now queued up and ready to go. Okay. There are only it's only the 21 here. So we get to the this is the exact card that I was looking for, is the discard on this. I could hit a 5. Let's hit. Ow. I'm gonna go one more time. And probably just stand to get the shield. I would love to hit a blackjack so that I can heal a bit. But I don't want to push my luck too much. Alright. So we need a bit of health. Alright, a foil card. I believe it starts in your hand and can be played from hand for free. This foil dark flower, play 3 halves of a chosen suit. So halves round up. So basically we get 3 additional cards in play if we make use of this, and it makes it much more likely that we're able to get a blackjack, which we desperately need so that we can heal. An ace is obviously highly valuable, but a little bit less valuable than a dark foil. Or a dark flower, because these are foil, and I want to see as many of them as possible, I'm going to click here. This is a foil pie of diamonds. It has a base value of 3, but rounds up, just like this does. I think all of these are just, like the 2 that I'm considering are just worse versions of the dark flower, so we take that. All right, next floor has arrived. We're going to go ahead and enter it. See how we do. We're up against a Mr. President. And yeah, we start with a foil dark flower in hand. We can play this without taking up any advantage from hand for free. And it can help me hit that, blackjack. Unfortunate timing on that. Okay, well, there's that blackjack we needed, so we'll heal for 21 here. Thank you to that loyalty card. Okay, Blood Donor is the card that I'm desperately looking for right now. Basically, it reduces the value of my hearts while also healing me, and so it can set up for bigger Rain Man turns. I think I'm going to play this, and then I can't exploit it. So I have to stand. That was unfortunate whoopsie there. That would have given me a blackjack if I were able to exploit it. So I'm looking for it. Copy of each of your foes' currently played cards into your draw pile. So that would include the Blood Donor, I believe. So I'm going to play this here. And now we have that Blood Donor in our deck so that we can theoretically get some healing off of it. Now I'm going to need that healing a little bit more because I hit on 17 for some reason. 15 to 20. What does my deck look like? I'm gonna hit. Lose 21 chips. Burn your most recently played card in this card. So that would be the 6 of hearts. So I'm gonna... Oh, that was the most recently played card. Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and stand here, take the 5. We have the shield for it. Should be able to get decent value. Saved. That's a lot of damage and a lot of healing. Now, I wouldn't mind extending this out once I get the Blood Donor in play, just so that I can farm some healing off of it. So you can see every time I hit a heart, it reduces the value and gives me some health. Now, it has to have a value of at least 1, though. Okay, so just farming some healing here. I'm going to hit again because that's effectively a 1. That is even more healing, which is perfect, and opponent's dead. So that Blood Donor card would be phenomenal for me, as you can see. A -9 of diamonds is also perfectly fine, just because, again, it helps play into the Rain Man. Let's grab that. I don't trust the actress. I think that she does something weird with like deck manipulation that I don't want to mess around with, so I'm going to go with the Gambler here. All right, start with a -9, which probably means I can reveal 3 here. Gain a bunch of chips off of it. I'm going to take a greedy hit. All right, 20, I'm going to drop that. They've stood, so it's basically just free real estate at this point. I could play this and actually exploit it this time. The problem with that is that I'm not going to hit a blackjack, right? I'm going to be at 19 because it's 3 halves. So I'm just going to stand here and wait for a better opportunity when I'm at like 19 or 20 so that I can ensure that I get the healing, which I was definitely in need of. So here would be a perfect opportunity for the Dark Flower. I play it, I exploit it. I've gotten 19 hearts already, so I think I can take a different suit. Maybe something like some spades to get some more shield. And then I stand, these are going to round up to 1 each. I'm back at full health. And I have some shield to play with as well. Chariot is very good for... Sell that for more chips. Chariot is very good for next round. I think we can hit. Should probably take a look at my deck now. Ooh. The issue here is I don't want to hit... Like, the Rain Man is just consistently in the wrong spot. I have to stand here just because it's very likely I'll bust. But we don't take more damage than we have shield. We do deal 19 here, which is pretty good. This is going to be the Rain Man, unfortunately. So it's only dealing 1. Like, it just keeps cropping up at the exact wrong time. I'm going to hit there to gain advantage. I think if we cut this 7, it'll be at 12. And I can play this and gain those cards, which are pretty beneficial for me. And just deal some 2 damage here. I'm gonna hit, reveal 1, and let's just take the 4. Okay, we're at 0. 15 to 17. I think 2 is fine and just safer than hitting in that situation. Or 13. Oof. I can't hit, unfortunately. It would be nice to be able to hit here because it would like discard this immediately, but we needed, again, the Rain Man just consistently comes up at the exact wrong time. 14. And let's spam this to get it juiced up for the future. Take 4. We have 5 shields, so yeah, definitely better than risking it and potentially taking 19 as a result. Discard the queen. This is another perfect opportunity for the foil Dark Flower. I think I want... I'm already at 19, so... Let's go with clubs to deal additional damage. Because we want to close this out sooner rather than later. So that something like that doesn't happen. That's a really unlucky bust for me. Oh my god. The Rain Man, let's just play these, gain the extra shield. But the Rain Man is just really, really not working out right now. Guaranteed not to be a bust. So I'll just take the 1. Play this. And it's a push. Let's go here. Because of the ace, I think we can afford to hit. Oh, a little bit too greedy there. We've lost a lot of the health that we gained. I mean, I have to. Beautiful. There's some more health for me. 10? No. I think we just take a 4. Try and keep it low. It's guaranteed bust, right? 10, 11. No, it's not, because we have the aces still to go. The real issue with this is like the shield. That's 10 shield coming into play, but I can't push my luck any more than I already have. Guess I should have. Oh my god, the Rain Man is trolling so hard right now. Okay, at least he also went over. Honestly, I do not want to give them like an 11 showing. There we go. Okay, this would be a good time to make use of the Dark Flower, get some healing. Get 21 damage through. This has been a rough encounter for me. That helps. Stand. Just need to get that last 17. Let's juice this again. I've got so many advantage chips because I haven't really sorted out like where I'm going to be spending the advantage. Let's play this, hit this. Let's go spades, get some more shield. Although, no, I miscounted. So let's just stand, not push our luck anymore. That ace, but all of these aces came quite late. Let's just deal the 1. Has stood, so we might as well drop the 10. This is a decent opportunity to deal some damage, but it's fine. Boom. Stand. So Rain Man actually did something useful there. Oh my god. What a nightmare encounter that was. But we made it through. Transit card is something that I like. We can move any card from your draw pile to your foe's draw pile. This will allow us to not only fix our own deck mid-encounter, but also anti-fix our opponent's deck, right? We can give them trash cards that they want no part of. Because I have so much money from that last encounter, I'm going to take a look at another one. Not useful, but the transit card, that could be something I make use of my exploit on. It has a low value itself. And then let's take a look at the trade offer. This can allow us to get rid of cards to heal for 3. But I kind of like all of these cards, so no. And I can just heal in different ways. Go fish. Oh my god. I would absolutely love a copy of Scratch. Even a business card could be valuable. Definitely the -8 of diamonds. So let's go ahead and play. Okay. So do you have a copy of Scratch? If your foe has the chosen card, permanently add a copy of it to your deck. Otherwise, permanently add a random card from the deck. So that would be from here. Okay. So you can see that we have decent sustain, and we're able to go along with rounds, but we don't have damage, so that adds damage to our deck, which is very helpful. Similarly, a Kanban card, move one of the bottom 3 cards from your draw pile into your hand. That could allow us to recycle the scratch if we get it, so let's play that. And now there's absolutely no reason to push our luck. We've already got exceptionally lucky, so let's just go next. And I think I want a card removal so that we can get rid of some of the high value cards that keep messing up the, basically that keep messing up the Rain Man. That said, I think I want to get rid of the 9, 8. It's because the 10s face cards are still valuable with the aces. It could be a bit risky and, you know, worse than just getting rid of the higher numbers, but we'll see. Basically, what we want to do now is stack the scratch. Try and run into that as much as possible. Let's reveal 1. Already busted. What does this do? Choose card to move to your hand. So we can determine when that gets played. It's a good time for a Blackjack, dealing 21 damage, healing. Another Blackjack. Okay. All right, so now we're just trying to ramp. Let's keep this for Blackjack. Okay. Just trying to work our way towards the damage cards. It's good for next round. There's the damage card. Move any of your draw pile. So I don't want to give them any of these. Let's hit repeatedly because we can't possibly bust here. Let's get rid of that. Wait, that was his card. Whoops. $17-13. Let's just not push our luck any further. Deal the damage. We're going to get good damage through this round as well. Probably could have greeded that a little bit more, but let's do this. Gain some money on the way out. Boom. Very good encounter. Things sped up quite a bit after we got that glitch card. That said, I think the -5 of hearts is just too good. We want to, again, negative cards are almost similar to card draw in that it allows us to get to our damage cards a little bit faster, so things like that scratch will come up more frequently and we can scale it faster. So let's go with that. Celebutant. So this is the boss encounter for the VIP area. Really bad time to draw that. I don't know why I keep doing that. Choose a card to move to your hand. This is going to hand anyway, so let's do this. 14, we're probably just going to hit on this. Oof. That was incredibly unlucky. That'll teach me not to remove those cards. Let's sell it. Transit card. So I believe her deck is just a bunch of 10s. If I give her something that makes that awkward, say like a 6, that's going to make her entire game plan just extremely brutal. So let's do this. Hit to deal a little bit of extra damage. Okay, so now we're really churning through our deck quickly. I'm at -13 still. Let's reveal 1 so that we can keep our value low. I'm hitting here. We can discard this jack, which puts her down to 10. That's very good. And we're still effectively at 6 because this is counted as 11 right now. Let's hit on this for a bunch. There's finally. That's what I've been trying to do with the Rain Man this entire time. Let's play the Ace of Diamonds. I didn't need to do that because there's no reason to actually exploit here now. Okay, we should win from here. What I'm trying to do, or what I would like to do, is figure out a way to get to 21 for a bit of healing. It's 18 plus 3 is 21. So get some hearts. Stand. Perfect. All right, another floor cleared. Throwing card. Deal damage equal to your shield, then move this to your foe's side. That could be beneficial. I think I'm going to snag it. I do gain some shield. All right, hopefully I wasn't blocking anything. Anyway, we do gain some shield from the cardio. So let's grab that. And also aces allow us to stack our deck. Again, we get a new tarot reading, so we're going to choose from 2 this time. Wheel of Fortune. Spin the Wheel of Fortune and receive a gift. Again, a value of 0, so pretty good, and it cycles through our deck. It doesn't burn on discard. On play, I play a random card that has on discard burn. No thank you. I'm just going to Wheel of Fortune. All right. Time to head over to the head office. So the receptionist has a bunch of 0 value cards, deals damage with King Cobra. This is a good one for the Social Security card, because I can get a bunch of 0 cost stuff to... Uh-oh. To juice the... Let's do that. I don't have the exploit available yet. This is perfect. Any of your other played cards into a random king. That doesn't help. Let's hit again. And we can get 21 ourselves. And stand. Okay. That was a poor decision on the part of, like, not just discarding the playing card. Let's play this. Dealt 10 damage. That's one of the gifts, apparently. Sell it for chips. 12. What is my deck looking like? There's only the jack that will bust. Should have known, I guess. Okay, that hurt quite a bit, but we do have the loyalty card not ready yet. Sell it. We also just have the damage guaranteed here, so let's do this. Get that ready for next encounter, and then just stand here because she's dead. Okay, that one jack that we hit was quite unfortunate. Another -8 of hearts, or the +2 card. On play foe's top 2 cards. That can make them bust, and then discard to foe's discard, which honestly isn't that bad for me because I hit so much anyway that playing 2 cards is less punishing for me than it is likely to be the opponent. That -8 of hearts is very good too, but I'll take the fun play there. Okay, I want to avoid the Psychologist. He has a card that will make me immediately stand, and when I'm trying to play a bunch of cards, I will have a very low score, and I don't want to have that encounter at all if I can avoid it. It's an immediate 10. Boom. There's that 5 damage. Let's put this into hand so that we don't accidentally play it. Okay, that means we're very likely to just win next round. I'm going to push my luck a little bit here. Perfect. Get a little bit of healing where we can. And as long as we hit 12... Okay, 9. We're just fine here. That said, I wouldn't mind maybe getting some lucky stars so that we can get some more damage through. Or rather, chips. Okay, you're just kind of dead. Yeah. Reverse on play, swap who hits first. That's pretty good, and it has a value of 0. I'm going to take a peek in here first, though. And just grab the reverse. I'm terrified of this encounter, so we're just going to go with overdue taxes. I think it can, like, solo me. Let's just sneak this one. Oh! Okay, that was a really unfortunate encounter. Let's go layoffs. See if we can get cards out of our deck. I really don't want to lose the transit card. The Kanban card has been a little bit less than ideal. Again, I don't really want the queen, but I'll just go ahead and keep the right for the transit card has been quite good for interrupting the opponent's game plan. Got decent money. Let's see if we can get some of our, like, some damage cards back from the shop. A -2. On play, lose 21 chips, then deal 5 damage. The concern is that it has a value of 10. I'm going to grab this for sure. This could give me some additional healing, but also leaves me at risk of busting more frequently. Let's just take that one card and move on. And take an encounter against legal. I don't actually remember what card printer is. Okay, we got some chips from that. Hit. $16. Tower, lock your other played cards. If any are already locked, unlock them. That doesn't seem good for me, so the social security card doesn't seem good for me. I do have an ace in play, so I think I can risk the hit here, and then we can play this. Exploit it. What do I want? I have an ace and a jack, so I have a lot of hearts that are already going to heal me. Let's get a little bit of shield because I'm afraid of losing more health. Let's stand here. Just take the tie. Hello. Okay. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate timing on that. Sell it. See, this is quite good in this situation where, like, his deck is almost entirely jacks. It's good for next round as well. I think we're in a pretty good position. I just need to deal, what, 17 twice now? Less than that now? That is a lot of damage. Okay, let's not push our luck anymore. I'm going to be at full health, so let's take some money. Don't hit. That would be silly. Okay, and we just need 1. There's no reason to keep pressing buttons here, just deal the damage. A 2, let's take a look. That is a spade of 5s. On hit, if you already have a score of at least 16, gain 5 shield. Unfortunately, I lost the throwing card, so I think I'm just going to skip. Well, maybe a 2 could be beneficial, especially a 2 of clubs to deal some more damage. Let's investigate the card printer. Add a misprinted card and 3 other random cards to your deck. Add a throwing card to your deck and take 21 damage. We can get that back. Cool. That can accelerate our damage a little bit more. Whoa. Music got a little weird there for a moment. 6. Okay, so that doubles damage taken and dealt. Sell it. Okay, that's a good throwing card. Immediate bust. Let's go ahead and... I don't think it matters that much. Deal some more damage since the your expulsion is in play. I'll stand here. Oh my god, we hit him for 50. And now he's dead. Oh, incredible. Alright, I've got money. Okay, handy on discard, play a negative 11 of diamonds. This is actually pretty good for that negative 11 of diamonds. Let's snag it. Alright, final floor. Final floor. I believe there are 2 encounters here, so just need a couple more to go. We need to disrupt this somehow. That is somehow. It gave me a second copy of the wheel. And it gave me a blackjack. That is extraordinarily lucky. I do not have a lot of face cards left, so let's sell it just to disrupt some things. 19. They stood on 19. This is actually a really good social security card, isn't it? That's a lot of negative aces and aces. Chariot is good for next round. Let's reveal 1 here. We're at 13. Oof. That was quite unlucky, but we got lucky initially. Let's play this. Play this. Exploit this to be a little bit of disruptive here. I think the 4. That gives us a 21. We can stand, gain some shield, and deal some damage. As well as get a negative 11 in play. 20. Let's discard that. They've already stood. It's a negative 1. Very good. Oh, yeah. Again, this is exactly what I was going for with the Rain Man. It's finally paying off. I mean, it's very... I'm going to push my luck here. One more time. Let's use this. Stand, and we deal 21. Exact lethal. Very, very good fight. Another social security card, another discard. I think I like another discard. I don't remember what the final encounter is. Let's take a look here as well. Diamond of the Rough. Remove up to 10 shield from both players, then grant 2... I don't need money right now. I think being disruptive with a discard is the way to go. Shop, lost and found. Can I get one of my cards back? No. 55 chips each. Let's take a half of diamonds as a value of 0 and rounds up. That's, again, really good with what we're trying to do. This is extremely risky. But I think we have enough health to make use of it here. And we can just leave. Alright. Deity of Hope. I believe this is the final boss. So let's see if we can make it work. On stand, your foes... Oh, jeez. Okay. I need to keep this. Because of, that's that Rorschach card is devastating for me. Let's discard that. That's very good. This is why, again, why I wanted the discard. Let's hit. That's 21 exactly. I don't want to use the transit card in that instance. Well, actually, what I could do is use the transit card. What do I want to give? Let's go back here, take a look. They're all 21s. Almost. So something like this 9 would be bad for them. Even a 2. Or 10, like, if they hit the 10. Yeah, let's give it 10. Then I play this. Oh, I don't have the advantage. Okay. That's fine. Discard that. Let's see if we can get the... Eruption, I was going to say. That's why I wanted the 10. Let's reveal 1. There's the Eruption. None of these can force me to bust. So... Ooh! That's GG. Oh, man. We got there. Very good run. Wait, we're not done? Calamari card, game card. Let's take it. Press your luck. Start a new run. Interact. Walk away. Okay. We did indeed, I believe, win. Victory? You defeated the deity and yet the tavern remains. There is more to be done. Well, it does appear to be the end of this run as far as I can tell. This has been Dungeons and Degenerate Gamblers. It's a lot of fun. Again, Blackjack Roguelike. This has been sponsored by Yogscast Games, so thank you to them for providing the code and also sponsoring this video. I've been having a ton of fun with this game. Let me know down in the comments if you want to see more from Dungeons and Degenerate Gamblers in the future. I would be happy to work it in on the channel. But thank you for watching, and thank you again to Yogscast Games for sponsoring this video. And I'll see you in tomorrow's video.